Why Chinese people seem to be less confident than Western people. Hello guys, I'm Nova Shin made in China. I just back from hiking and I feel very troubled because when I made my first video on Instagram, YouTube, any other foreign social media, I feel so hesitant. I don't know why. I spent hours editing and practicing and still feel not very perfect and troubled by this emotion. And I think it's quite normal or common for Chinese people to feel imperfect about themselves and thus feel hesitant to do something. A lot of us, whether the last generation or I represent the younger generation, I think most of us who grow up in China, we grow up in an environment where wherever family, school, or society, they tend to be giving more criticism than encouragement. And we were told much more no than yes. So over time, that shaped how we think about ourselves and how we express ourselves. And part of it, I think it comes from our collectivist culture, where fitting in and keeping harmony is valued more than being unique. And another reason I think it comes from our society, our history. Our society focused on survival and stability for so long. Like my grandma, who was suffering from starvation for a long time in her youth times, she always held the expectations on me that if I can be as normal as possible, she will be so satisfied. So I think it is because in the environment which focused on survival and stability, that being different or taking risks was really, really a bad thing. So it wasn't really encouraged. And culturally, we are also taught to be more restrained. And I think this one is more neutral because to stay low key, gentle, and cultivated, it's very close to the Chinese philosophy, 主静. It values calmness and inner strength over outward show. This one is a very interesting point. And I think compared to the West, where individualism and self-impression are celebrated, it's no surprise that we sometimes look less confident. But I'm also really curious about why do you Western guys tend to encourage more self-impression and show more confidence? Let me know your thoughts, your reasons in the comments. I'm very curious about it. And what's your suggestions for Chinese people who tend to be less confident? What's the advice for especially the young people who wants to change the situation? Leave your comments and let's wait and see. Stay calm. I'm Nova Shin made in China and see you next time.